Hi, I'm CJ Altenberg with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. We've got a brand new 2025 Cimarron Showstar LX sitting behind me. Now, unfortunately, this one is not available, but I'll give you a rundown. We've got a lot of these on hand, on order at all times. This particular trailer was on order. Customer called us, hey, what do you have? This is what I'm looking for. This trailer was still at a point where we could make some changes and make it exactly how they wanted it. Now, again, we have a lot of really well-equipped inventory. There are some circumstances like this where you could change something if it's not too far in production, or we could do a completely custom build for you, whatever you want there. But this is a 10-pin LX that we have sitting here. These LXs are really well-equipped trailers. Cimarron's done a really good job on the standard package itself, but we always kind of take it a step further with a lot of our inventory just because of customer feedback, how they build the trailers, how they want them set up. So I'll walk you through, show you some standard features and some of those add-ons. Before we do all that, I'm gonna take a look at the drawing here, show you that. So we're looking at just over 26 foot on the floor. It's 26 foot 3 inches. With it being the LX, it's 8 wide, it's 6'4" tall. This one here has a 6 foot front tack room on it, so a really good size front tack room. It's amazing how we've evolved from a 4 foot front tack on these guys with stock sides and plexiglass to now jumping into this is now the standard, more popular seller that we're looking at here. So let's walk through this trailer. Cimarron all aluminum construction. You're gonna have an 8-year structural warranty, 3-year hardware warranty, and a 1-year, no questions asked warranty on your tires. We'll talk a little bit more about that throughout the video. Up here at the front, you're gonna notice, just looking at the nose, you have the stainless sheeted nose panel itself. You're also gonna have polished extrusion. So this bottom rail, top rail are polished. We'll show you the extrusion from the side of the trailer here in a bit. 3 marker lights in the middle. On the top rail there, that became standard on the 25 models. B&W adjustable coupler rated for 25,000 pounds. Great system there. Great relationship between Cimarron and B&W over the last few years on that. With your LX, you're gonna get your electric over hydraulic jack from Equalizer. The system that Cimarron uses actually has a manual override on it. So just in emergency situations, you could pump this trailer up or down, get it off the truck, set it on the truck, whatever you need to there. This is the same one we actually offer through our parts and service department. I literally had a customer just the other day say, They made a trade-in. They had a different Equalizer version where it didn't have the manual override, and they said they would never own another trailer without this system because they've been in those scenarios where they can't get it off or onto the truck because it didn't have the manual override itself. So interesting to hear that. Again, that's what we offer through our parts and service department if you wanted to add one to a trailer that doesn't have one sitting on the lot. Spare tire located to the left over there. You're gonna notice over here we got some brackets to set a portable generator. So you can set that guy in there, strap it down. And the reason why is, it's kind of hard to see, but I'll kind of open it up and get out of the way. Over here to the right of that aluminum box, the battery box itself is gonna be a plug-in for a 30 amp breaker. So this trailer does have power throughout it. We can show you. That's where you're gonna plug it in right there. With this system, the jack, you're gonna get this aluminum battery box, 12-volt battery, room for additional if you wanted to add more. Battery disconnect comes with it as well. That became standard a few years ago after we were kind of continually putting them on our inventory because we felt like it's a really good feature. Look, when you park this at home, at a show, whatever, you just reach up, you turn this guy off, and it'll kill all power to the trailer. So in case we leave a light on, it's not gonna drain this battery down. You're gonna notice this guy right over here. This became standard on some 25 models with this jack type setup in the battery, kind of shortly after the 25 models started coming out. But what that is a RedArc charger. That is a true 3-staging charger. It's actually gonna keep this guy nice and charged up from our truck. Our truck in the old systems that didn't have this, the truck would just work as a trickle charger. So really, really slow charging capability. It had a hard time really getting these batteries good and charged up without really long trips. But this guy here, just refer to as a supercharger. It's going to keep this battery nice and charged up, giving a lot of life and longevity to it. It also tells us if we have power coming from the tow vehicle itself. Not necessarily plug or fuse or something like that, but it will tell us if we actually have power coming into the trailer itself. We run into that quite a bit, maybe on some, new deliveries or something like that, where, we're not getting power from the truck. We've got testers for like the 7-pin. See if we can have it there. I always start from power source and work backwards. Truck and then back. Okay, this guy here, again, this is a good look. There's that polished extrusion. You can kind of see this trailer here. You're gonna notice on these sheets, this was ordered originally as white sheets. Again, customer wanted to change it, opted for black. We were able to do that. So this is the black sheeting here. White is standard. If you go with a different color, there is an upcharge. They can even do some custom colors there. A Cimarron nose is a little bit longer. It's 8.2 long versus a lot of competitors that are 7.6, 7.8. Where that comes into play, in my opinion, is a long box truck with a tailgate. When you drop those, you have the potential of getting into that actual the hydraulic jack cover. With that guy, you can drop it and actually walk through this trailer with a long box because of that longer nose on a Cimarron. The other thing too is you're going to get some additional storage by some additional length on that. Again, 6-foot front tack room on here. We're seeing more and more want and the need for larger tack rooms. And again, we evolved from a 4-foot with basically just that's it, nothing inside there, to this guy here. You're gonna have a fold-up step coming in, so it's really easy coming in and out of this tack room with whatever you need to. But as you can see, this 6-foot, we got a lot going on in here, a lot of really cool features. First and foremost, we'll just start up at the gooseneck area. Again, 8-foot wide, and then that longer nose. There's a ton of storage up here in this nose area itself. You're gonna have an LED light up there, give you plenty of light coverage. And then over here to the left, on driver's side, is gonna be that 30-amp breaker box. So this is where that plug comes into. You have an outlet right here. You wanna charge up a phone, you need to do anything with, with power, you can do that from right here. But this is gonna be your breaker box itself. So again, has power in here. We got a 4-inch tube that goes across to hold items up there, just in case they shift during transit, or you can take this out, leave it in the barn somewhere like that. It's framed for an air conditioner or 12-vent type power vent or a manual, camper style vent. The 12-volt you already have, so that piece of it's already there. If you wanted to go with an air conditioner, this guy here is already set up with the 30-amp breaker, so it really helps from a cost standpoint to add it in after the fact. If we have to add the power, add the framing, boy, you add a lot of time and more parts to it, which after the fact really start to add up quite a bit. You're gonna notice on the deck and the drop wall, and even on the floor we're standing on, this is this gray rubber gray rubber tread flooring here. This stuff is awesome. If you pay attention, if you're out and about, high traffic areas, sporting events, airports, you go anywhere like that, stairways, I've seen it in elevators, at a hotel I saw it a bunch the other day. But high traffic areas are using this because of how well it holds up. So we started doing this a couple years ago. This one here's got it on the floor, the deck, and then the drop wall as well. We deal with a lot of shavings. They can get really embedded in the carpet and it's hard to get out. This stuff is fantastic because it's also sealed on the edges to where like the rubber mats, you got to kind of cut and fit and you're not going to seal them. But this guy here is sealed. Fantastic stuff. Okay, over here on the driver's side and then the partition wall. Fully carpeted, but then you're going to notice this airliner track. So we have 2 rows of airliner track. You can buy some different hooks. If you have carabiners on your feeder, you can snap those guys on here. Cimarron actually builds an additive bucket holder. So it holds 2 additive buckets that'll fold down against the wall and then fold up. And again, it works all within this airliner track. So this stuff is fantastic. You can bring items in, again, hang some items, put some items against the wall, strap it down, bungee it down, whatever you need to. We incorporate this in quite a few trailers actually today. On the partition wall, you're gonna get 2 sets of these big utility hooks. So there's 4 hooks per. These are aluminum powder coated, so they're really stout and strong. Good spacing between them. I like the depth off the wall and then the height of it as well, because more than likely you're gonna have big hoses or big extension cords, something like that you're gonna hang on those guys there. The horse, version of their bridle hooks are a lot smaller, so it takes up a lot of hooks when you're trying to hang those bigger hoses or cords on them. You don't have as much storage with that. A lot of it starts falling off. These are these utility hooks. These are really, really nice features to have on this guy. Now you are gonna have a pass-through door. So if you're mixing up feed, you just send the kid in here to get their show shirt on, something like that. If you're showing off the trailer, you can come in and out right through here. You're also gonna have a shelf with a clothes bar. So again, you can hang clothes in here. You have your shelf to put items in here. It's 18 inches deep, got a 2-inch lip. Again, a lot of shelves on these guys that we're putting on. Just any type of storage we can take advantage of, kind of some wasted spaces too. So another LED light going out of the tack room itself. And then there's another light directly across as you go in there as well. So there's a lot of light coverage within this tack room itself. You will not regret having a lot of lights on these trailers, just because of the, you're gonna be working off this trailer at night. Dark places, like that. You get to shows somewhere where maybe it's not great lighting. It's nice to have a lot of lights. Speaking of, you're gonna get a 16-inch awning light right between the side ramp and that front tack door. So as you're working on and off, you have light coverage there. It shoots down and out. And then you're gonna end up with some extra button lights on the top rail. We had a few more on here. It just really dresses up the trailer, looks really cool at night, gives it a good look. And again, we add a few extras on there. So as you can see, we have a side ramp going into the stall area, so you can work off the side of the trailer itself. And then you're gonna notice we've got gates over the opening. So we have a gate over this side ramp. You can see through the trailer on that man door over there. It's gonna have a gate as well, so we can open this guy up if we're showing off of it, get a lot of air movement, and then also keep the animals nice and secure in there. So with this being an LX, you're gonna get the drop windows. A lot of airflow through here. These are also bus windows, so if you need to manipulate airflow, try to control temperature a little bit more, you can actually shut this, open up the bus window, fully drop it, whatever you need to. You have a lot of flexibility there. The other thing is you normally have a lower air gap with plexiglass. We opt and like to do the aluminum fold down slat. One, it really finishes off the trailer really nice, just completely blends in. You don't even know it's there unless you get right up close. But I love this from the ease factor of, look, it's cold here this morning, and yet we're still gonna get, up into the mid 50s. But, different temperature changes, different times of the year. You might leave in the morning when it's really cold. You want it shut up. You get down the road a couple hours, it's getting warm, you need a little bit more airflow. Well, now I gotta pull plexiglass out. I gotta stop, pull plexiglass out. The proper thing to do is take it out each side and tape it together and write what it is and then store it, so you can kind of keep track of it. So it adds more time. Where here, I can run around the trailer and open and close it, within 30 seconds of literally walking around this trailer. So the other thing I like too is this is a larger air gap than the plexiglass. So we can get more airflow down here to the animals. More than likely, these type of trailers, lambs, goats, hogs, they're down low. Let's get airflow down there. So that's what you get with the larger air gap from there. Okay, so we have two 7,000-pound Dexter rubber torsion axles, 16-inch aluminum wheels, Goodyear 10-ply tires. Again, you have a 1-year, no questions asked warranty on those tires. You catch a nail, you catch road debris, you have a blowout, they will stand behind the tire for 1 year, and that's from your purchase date. We can walk you through that. It's not through Cimarron, it's through their vendor, Lion's Head, that handles the wheels and tires. We can walk you through that process. Don't just immediately dispose of the tire. Let us know. You need to get some pictures of the damage. some codes off of the tire, and then we can help you out with that process. Electric brakes, so tow vehicle needs, you know, an integrated brake controller or aftermarket. If you need aftermarket, we can help you there. And then you're going to notice this wraparound door as we work to the back. I want you to notice that it is against the side of the trailer. This is now standard on these guys. We were doing this for quite some time because the old style would be a welded hinge that would just go 90 degrees off the trailer itself. So if you're showing off this, you get somewhere and you want it just kind of out of the way, it's nice that they wrap around. So we've gone with this wraparound style hinge on those. These are 50-50 independent doors. So I can shut one ahead of the other, open the other way as well. So doesn't have to go in any sequencing, no overlapping, nothing like that. Same for the rear ramps. 50-50 rear ramps. So when you split that ramp in half, it really makes it easy picking up and down. More than likely, got some young juniors that you're taking. This is a lot simpler to open and close rather than that full width ramp there. But you do have the ramp load as far as that's concerned. More lights at the back. So two 16-inch awning lights at the back here. So again, plenty of light coverage there. In your tail lights, I want you to notice, I've got them turned on right now, but this white X right there, that is actually a backup light. So when you throw your truck in reverse, this guy here is going to turn on. When I turn it off, it's almost completely red. It's a really unique design and concept from it, because again, we're 26 foot on the floor. We have the length of the nose, so your truck backup lights are almost worthless back here. You will get to places in the dark, unfamiliar, home late at night. You want some light coverage, throw this guy in reverse, those guys turn on, and they're in all four of these rear tail lights. Now, we'll talk about the elephant in the room here, the purple pins, right? So this customer, these originally were not powder coated pins. Again, we were at a point with this trailer where we could do some customization for them and set it up how they wanted it. Opted for the purple pins. I know they've got their sights set on some purple ribbons, so that's probably why they went that direction. I'm just guessing, but these powder coated pins are fantastic because look, if you're dragging any type of white animals in here, when they rub against this aluminum, you're going to get those marks from that actual aluminum itself. So powder coating is a fantastic option. These pins are fully adjustable. So right now we're completely set up for 50-50. They're a convertible style pin to where we can easily break one down. I'll show you here. 50-50 to 60-40. That quick. So we can make some larger pins. We can make an alleyway, whatever you want to. Again, it's so slick and simple and easy to use. The old styles, we would have to unpin, move it, repin it, and make sure it's lined up. Bit of a chore, so they've done a great job with this design here. Sections of these can be taken out. I can take out like this section right here if I wanted. You'll notice that on the driver's side, these gates are all hinged off the post itself. Where over here on passenger side, they're pins hinged off that right-hand wall. And the reason why is this trailer flows so much better, especially when you're using an alleyway, by having those gates hinged over there rather than over here. Same kind of concept we've done on some of our show cattle trailers. When we're loading and unloading off the side so much, we've actually started hinging some of those traveling gates that have swings over on driver's side. Again, it just makes it's simpler in the process, function and work well. All right, so as we keep working forward here, you're gonna notice up on the roof, two-way roof vents. So there's one above each pin, so we got 10 of them in here. In this section right here, we went ahead and framed for another air conditioner. We like to frame in the actual tack room and back here. So again, if you wanted to add a 12-volt vent, you can because of the battery. You want to add an air conditioner down the road, by having it framed already, again, it's going to save a lot of time and hassle and money by having that. Now, the roof itself is insulated. That is standard on every single Cimarron. It makes a massive difference, especially when you're traveling in the summer months where it's hot, by having that insulated roof. it'll keep this trailer 20% cooler than an aluminum sheeted roof. It makes a difference. You physically tell it when you're going from one manufactured trailer into a Cimarron. I mean, we take people to them all the time here on the lot in the summer on this asphalt when it gets really hot. You physically tell a difference. It's also really strong. It'll withstand substantial hail. It's a 1/2 inch thick honeycomb design, so it's reinforced, 150 pounds per square foot. R3 thermal value, gel coating. I mean, it's fantastic to have this roof on here. And again, it's already standard to where a lot of manufacturers would have to go and do the line and insulate package. You also still run the risk of having hail damage with having that aluminum sheet on top. But two-way roof vents can create a lot of airflow. Again, our drop windows, a lot of airflow. And then here in the stall area, you're gonna notice there are some outlets in the top rail. And then by them is gonna be another section of that airliner track. And that airliner track is, so if you wanted to buy like an 18-inch fan, 12-inch barn fan, something like that, you can buy those and you can go on Amazon and get the inserts, and it'll just, you can actually put those guys in right here. This time of the year, if you want to run some heaters, you can do that. You've got, again, power right here on these top rails. So a lot of flexibility, so you can, again, create a lot more airflow if you wanted with fans. You want to heat it up a little bit, you know, by having some heaters in here, you can do that as well. Up by the side ramp, we put an extra set of switches. That's going to be for the interior lights we're looking at in here. And then that light that we showed you between the side ramp and that front tack room. But again, more of those big OptiBrite lights in here. Okay, we got 5 of them in here, and they're kind of staggered, so you get really good light coverage. And with this sheeting on the wall around those windows, it reflects off of it really well and just really brightens up this trailer. So you have really good light coverage in here as well. The last part is when we flip to the floor. Not as big of a deal on this trailer here, especially for smaller animals. But this is the industry's best floor. It really comes into play on the cattle trailers, the horse trailers. This is a 12-inch extruded deck piece that locks together, but more importantly, it's 4-inch centers. So it is an extruded piece, but 4-inch centers. So wherever you have a horse, a cow standing on this floor, they're standing on support beams. Again, not as necessary on this, but Cimarron builds them all the exact same way. So you get the 4-inch centers, so you're starting off with the best foundation, the best floor on the market. You're gonna notice though, this has worm flooring. So worm flooring, not rubber mats. You know, hogs can root those up. They're kind of a pain. You're never gonna get them to fit back here around these posts how they should. So either you go with the bare aluminum floor and bed really well, or you go with worm. So it's a permanent, unpenetrable rubber mat. Just muck it out, power wash it, you're done. I think it also works as a great insulator, especially you know, real hot temperatures, really cold temperatures on the floor as well for the animals. All right, over here on driver's side, I'm gonna just kind of shut some of this up because I want you to be able to see the polished extrusion, the black, all of that, and how good looking this trailer is when it is shut up. Again, these guys are really easy to operate. Everything's key to like tack room, side ramp, rear doors, drop windows, all have one key. Again, how simple and easy is that to flip those up? Again, you stand back, you don't know that that air gap is there. But really good looking trailer with the polished extrusion, the black sheeting. Polished extrusion, you have to treat a little bit different than your standard mill finish aluminum. You're never gonna acid wash this trailer. It'll burn the polish, give it that really smoky, hazy look. You'll have to repolish it. On these trailers, you, excuse me, you wanna use a citrus wash. So you can go online, find it, and take it to a truck, you know, wash, and they'll know what chemicals to use, not to use. You can go to your local auto store and get, you know, a citrus-based, you know, automobile wash. That's what you're gonna wanna use. It's a brightener. The other thing you don't wanna ever use is dish soap on these guys. It'll burn that as well. Access door going into that front part of the stall area itself with another light up above. It's got the bus window in it. Another fold-up step, it's 8 wide, so there's no running board. So having those steps getting in and out of the trailer is really nice. But again, there's a good look at the side of the trailer. So again, unfortunately, this trailer is not available, but we've got others like it, others on order. We can build you whatever you want, but I'm gonna give you the reference number, or the stock number for reference. So if you did want this trailer just like it, you can just let us know. That number is 5N241094. Again, this is a 2025 Cimarron Showstar LX 10 pin. We do take trade-ins, so if you're looking to upgrade, downsize, we can help you there. Financing is available and delivery is an option. So give us a call. Anybody on the sales team can help you out. That number is 303-684-3400. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a good day.